So you want to be a project manager. One of the first tasks in project management is to break a large complex project into several smaller interrelated components. This lecture helps you learn how to do so. This lecture is part of the course on project management, organized by Professor Alemi and narrated by Chris Smith. When work is broken down into its components, it is easier to understand what resources are needed and how to proceed. In addition, when work is broken down into its components, then milestones can be set and work progress can be monitored. Finally, breaking work down allows us to recognize the sequence with which work must be done so that it is completed at the earliest possible time and under budget. A work breakdown structure breaks the project's scope into interrelated discrete tasks using a hierarchical tree structure. A task is an activity that must be accomplished to complete the project. A discrete task has a clear start and end. The dependencies among tasks are derived from their logical relationships that make something impossible if another task is not finished. Tasks may be related in many different ways. A common relationship is that some tasks cannot occur until other tasks have finished. For example, we cannot train employees to use a software until they have access to it. Some tasks must start together. For example, payroll of one department should start at the same time as the payroll of another to make sure that no one feels left out. Some tasks must finish at the same time. For example, network connections at two ends of the network must finish at the same time to be effective. In rare situations, a task cannot finish before another starts. For example, an auxiliary medical record cannot be finished until a disaster procedure starts. By hierarchical, we mean that lower level tasks inherit all the relationships in the higher level tasks. For example, if we say that training must occur after implementation of a software, then a component of training, like detailing of physicians about the software, must also occur after the system has been implemented. This is not always the case. The first level in a work breakdown is called the root of the tree and is usually the name of the project. We will demonstrate the work breakdown by reviewing the tasks for implementation of an electronic health record. The Level 2 tasks are tasks that comprise the entire components of the project. If these tasks are done, then the project is done. An arrow from one task to another shows that the preceding task must be done before the subsequent task is started. The arrows in this diagram show that all of the Level 2 tasks must precede completion of the project. In this simple project, 3 activities must be done. We need to purchase the system, configure it, and train the users before we can claim that the project is done. Each of the Level 2 tasks can be broken into additional subtasks. Here, the training task is done when we purchase training material and detail the employees. But wait, we can't do the training until we have purchased the training material. The diagram as we have drawn is not correct. The correct diagram moves purchasing the training material from level 3 to level 4. There are other errors in this diagram as well. Can you see them? You can't train the users until you have configured the system, and you can't configure the system until you have purchased it. These new relationships, missed in the original work breakdown structure, change our hierarchy of activities. This is the revised hierarchy. Here, training is a level 2 task and has 2 components: purchase the material and detail employees. Training cannot occur until we have configured the system, and configuration cannot occur until we have purchased the system.